What is up, guys? Just wanted to come at you with a little bit of, well, more major news that we got today. There was a massive patch done to Elden Ring. They rebalanced a bunch of spells, buffed some weapons, buffed some weapon arts, mainly recovery times, and added some new option that I'm sure a lot of people are gonna like. So let's go ahead and look at the new option real quick. First thing they did is they added auto rotation toggle. So what this means is with this on, you would walk and it would slowly rotate your camera towards your character and pull it towards the back of your head. But now with this off, and I'm sure people are gonna love that this is no longer a thing, now it's not trying to change my camera position at all. It does not change at all unless it hits a wall, I think. Number two, they increased the Colossal Swords and Colossal Weapons attack speed and lowered their recovery time. Let's test this out. Can confirm, that seems a lot faster. They excluded jump attacks. So jump attacks are the way they always used to be. They're still just as slow as they used to be, recovery time and all, but the recovery time of every other attack for this weapon was increased. All right, at plus 10, we have 396 and 238, or 283, pardon me. A B scaling in strength and a D in dex. Our total AR with this weapon is 679. With a one hand, they boosted the two-handed AR of Colossal Weapons. So we're going to use the Grafted Blade as a baseline for that, since that's probably the first one you're going to see outside of like the Great Sword and Kaled. 679. If we two-hand, we go to 765. That is a very substantial increase. That is a very, very nice change. They also increased the physical block rate and guard boost of Colossal Swords and Colossal Weapons. This also includes Great Swords, Great Hammers, Great Axes, Great Spears, and Halberd class weapons. Increase the damage of the Devourer's Scepter. Let's take a look at that. Alright, let's see the damage of this thing now. It's fully upgraded. 274 and 274. Our total attack rating is 803. A C in strength, dex, and faith. That's insane. I think they increased the you can recover from it a lot faster. This is a running theme with a lot of the Ashes of War and spells that they actually changed, is you can roll out of the animations much sooner than you used to. And I will leave a full comprehensive list of everything they changed in the description for the entire patch notes, so you can see for yourself what exactly got changed and what exactly got nerfed, because they did nerf some things too. Decrease the scaling and status effect buildup from spells and incantations of Albinoric Staff and Dragon Communion Seals. This means arcane faith or arcane intelligence setups are not as effective. They are not as good as they used to be. Increase the animation recovery time for madness. So it's harder to build it up and it's easier to get out of, which needed to happen because you could just straight up stun lock someone into a madness animation and snipe them to death. They lowered the speed of madness buildup recovery, so it takes longer for it to go away off of that bar, or that status bar. It won't drain as quickly. Okay, so this is a big one that everyone should know regardless of what character you're using. Slightly increased focus and stamina growth, so focus points, your blue bar, both of those had a growth rate increase at lower levels, so you get more out of them earlier on in the leveling of those skills. So from like, I believe somewhere anywhere from 10 to 30, you're going to get more than you did previously. Now, we're going to be looking at the probably the biggest list. I'm not going to go through every single one of these. That's why I'm going to leave, again, I'll leave the patch notes in the description. But across the board, most of the spells and incantations in the game got some sort of FP reduction, cast speed increase, recovery increase, something that makes them less obnoxious to use. Some might have been changed more than others. There's not a specific value attached to these. Now, I know the exact values. I was looking at this yesterday when I was making this character, but I will give you an example of why that's such a huge deal. So these spells, At start, the FP cost is 20 for horns and 22 for tail. Yesterday, that value was 30 and 32. It was exactly 10 points more expensive. Now, focus, if you know, there isn't a lot of. Even at really high levels, my total focus is 173, and that's with 30 mines. So that's a lot better than it used to be. But at 30, that was quite a bit lower. A lot of the bleed spells, that was something else I wanted to talk about, is bleed. They did do some tweaking to bleed. So they call it a downward adjustment, but essentially they just nerfed it a bit because it needed it. Swarm of Flies decreased blood loss buildup on enemies. And they also decreased the madness buildup of the Flame of Frenzy and Frenzied Burst. That's the other side of the arcane catalyst scaling that they did. So not only did they nerf arcane scaling statuses, or like stat weapons, but they also nerfed the actual status buildup of those spells. Weapon skills. So Ashes of War, pretty much across the board, got a lot faster. Just overall got way faster. For example, let's go ahead and throw on Lion's Claw. Now, I've tested it. I didn't use it too much because it was really long-winded, but let's see how fast it is now. That initial startup seems to be a lot quicker. That animation seems like it's sped up a bit from what it used to be. Definitely a noticeable change. I don't have any footage from before the patch because I didn't know this was coming today. But I'm sure there'll be some video out there, or a video you can find of Lion's Claw, and then just do a side-by-side comparison of this. That's easily twice as fast as it used to be. It took forever for that spell to charge. You would lift the sword, you charge, 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 and then you'd slam. So with this, as well as things like Lightning Slash or Ice Lightning Blade for weapons like the Katana that has it built in, where is it at? There it is. So weapons like this, you would stomp and slam, but that stomp, it didn't have any sort of stagger or safety or nothing. It was just an animation for visual effect. What they did is they added a stagger on that stomp. So if someone gets close to you, it will at least windbox them. I don't know if it'll actually do damage, but it will. They did add some sort of stagger to it. Oh, big news. I just remembered this. No more carrying retaliation. It is gone. The bug where people could one-shot you and you wouldn't even see the swords move, or it would still be above their head, it's gone. They nerfed carrying retaliation. Fixed the bug where the animation when afflicted by blood loss or frostbite was bigger than originally planned. Fixed the bug that sometimes prevents the mechanic of Renala, the Queen of the Full Moon's fight, from working properly during cooperative play. Thank you. That one was brutal. I won't get into the logistics of why that would happen, but if you had someone with you in multiplayer and they were with you before you even reached the boss wall, or like the boss fog, the fight was 9 times out of 10 just completely soft locked and you couldn't do anything about it. You'd have to restart your game or die and reset. It was very, very annoying. Overall, this is a very, very good change. What I would like to see for the future, and this is probably very biased. If you don't agree with me, then fine, you're more than welcome to. Bleed status as a whole, or just status effects in general, still need work. They really need work, especially during online play, because you can nuke Rykard. You can just straight up nuke Rykard with a bleed weapon. You can nuke other players with bleed weapons. Bleed weapons, not even the spells, the weapons are so unbelievably broken right now. It is so easy to build up status on the bleed status on people. You can have the best robustness armor, talismans, consumables in the game, and you can still get nuked by Rivers of Blood, for example. And Rivers of Blood is a very popular choice. Yeah, it's easy to dodge, but in a poor connection, no, it is not. It needs some work. I think Rivers of Blood just needs some kind of adjustment to make it to where maybe keep the damage the weapon art does, but the bleed buildup needs to be at least halved or something. It's ridiculous how much it does. overall, very happy with these changes. I'm excited to try some of this out. I'm excited to see what else they change in the future to address some of the other issues going on. Carrying Retaliation was a big one. Bleed is still a big one. Renala's boss fight being completely soft locked is finally gone. But that will be all from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.